What's up, rebels? Let's talk about the constant fight of what the algorithm wants and what the soul needs. In this episode, I'll break down why you should always choose authenticity over an algorithm to build your personal brand. Are you ready? Let's get raw, real, and personal. I'm gonna put in a screenshot right now to give you an example of what happened last week. This video was all about overcoming self-doubt. And look at that, I got a score. So I have vidIQ installed, which helps with optimizing titles. So my title that I defined got a lower score than the titles that vidIQ suggested. I can totally see how this can create a massive conflict within ourselves. And if I had not defined my brand voice and wasn't very clear about my brand voice and what I want to build and the type of audience that I want to connect with, it would be so easy to fall for these other titles, choose another title. But here's the problem. If we're not careful and we're using optimization tools like vidIQ without adding our own perspective or our brand voice, it can water down our expression, our brand voice, our brand altogether. So we can look on YouTube right now. A lot of videos, like a lot of titles, sound exactly the same. Everything is so generic. Now, the great thing about vidIQ, and that's why it exists and that's why it is very successful, I'm sure, is because it is amazing in identifying search trends and keyword patterns. Now, it does that for a broad audience because vidIQ doesn't know your audience. So what you say to one person might not resonate with another person if you're very specific in your messaging. If you have a unique brand voice, which we want because we want to attract our soul aligned audience, which I call brand soul tribe, to really have the most impact on those people and to form the deepest connections and to create remarkable content for them. Now, using optimization tools is great. But as I said, don't fall down the trap of optimizing so much that you're actually losing your brand voice and your expression and everything gets so generic. It's great for short-term success, sometimes, not always, to really stick to very popular keywords. But if you're someone like me who wants to build a personal brand that is fully authentic and can also be successful long-term, then this is probably not the best method. You can still use them, but just, remember that it needs to feel like your brand voice. So before I go more into what is she talking about, what is brand voice, or how can I ensure that my expression is not overridden by algorithms? How can I ensure I win this authenticity fight to build my personal brand? I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks and actionable steps that you can implement today to really make sure you build a bulletproof, authentic brand. Before that, I do want to say that this is not just because I've given a YouTube example, but this is not just about YouTube. This is about content creation in general. I love content creation. And I have noticed when I get away from my authentic expression, that when I create content, it feels painful. It's draining. It makes me not want to do it. I dread writing content or creating something for my audience and my clients. And, that makes it very hard as a content creator if you don't enjoy doing what you do to continue. And that's probably one of the saddest things there is. And I'm sure there are many content creators that give up because they get sucked in. And by the way, this has happened to me many years ago, where I also just followed all the optimization tools, but the content creation became I was burned out, energy drained, no more desire to continue. And so I stopped. And I can see that happens to many people. There's this enjoyment and the fun and the excitement in the beginning because we listen to our intuition and we really have this burst of energy, and we want to share with others our experiences, and we want to connect with those that, can benefit from what we have to offer, and we want to empower others. And then all this tech and all this optimization is quieting down our voice because we let it. So here's what you can do to build your bulletproof, authentic brand. Number one, I mentioned brand voice. So what does this actually entail? Before I started my brand, The Brand Rebel, I had to sit down with myself, because this is a personal brand. I had to sit down with myself and really reflect on, first of all, who am I? And my personal brand is an extension of me. So in order for my personal brand to shine, it needs to be authentic, which means I need to be authentic fully. And how can I be that? I need to know myself truly. Hey, that rhymes. I like it. So, brand guides, maybe you have heard of them before. They are an essential part in any business, is to have a brand guide. Why do we have brand guides? Brand guides help us to really make sure that we stay on brand. So here's what you can do. Define your own core values, vision, and unique voice for your brand and business. And if you want help with that, you can also check out my website. I actually have a workshop which is called the Brand Soul Compass, where I help clients to define their brand guide, their brand soul compass, which will be your north light in everything you do in your business and building your personal brand. It comes down to what you're going to offer, what type of content you're creating, and all is completely connected to your authentic expression. And that makes it fun. It's exciting because it gives us energy rather than taking energy from us, because we are in total alignment with our true self and our expression. So I highly recommend, this is your first step, create your brand guide and use this brand guide as your North Star in everything you do when you're creating your YouTube videos or when you're creating your Instagram posts or any type of content, to always make sure to ask yourself, when you use optimization tools, and this, by the way, is point number 2, does this align with my brand voice? So practice discernment. It's not about ignoring all these tools that you can use for optimization, but it's about using them in a way that empowers you and your authenticity, rather than allowing them to take over your brand and your voice and you become a washed down version of your expression. This is not going to help anyone. And as I mentioned before, scroll on YouTube, everything sounds the same. And it's actually those brands that have a unique voice that are successful long term. And maybe it will take a bit of time to grow more organically because we're not following search trends and we're not using the keyword patterns that, give us the ranking straight away. But trust me, long term, you will thank me for this, because you're going to build a brand that is so magnetic because it is authentic. And that is what people want in 2025. Nobody wants a brand that just puts on a facade and creates this image that is not real. Okay, number 3 is trust your gut. Intuition is your most powerful algorithm. How do you strengthen your intuition, and what is intuition? So intuition is our inner voice. It's our guidance. It's coming from our raw expression that we're all having within, and it's leading us in being our truest self. And when we connect with our intuition, that's when we get all these amazing ideas. And I always do that before I create any type of content. I actually take self-reflection. So I have a quiet moment, or I meditate, or I journal. And it's from these moments that new ideas are born, that are in full alignment, and maybe they haven't been yet talked about 10,000 times on YouTube, because I don't create content, or I don't find content ideas based on what others are doing. I follow my intuition, and that is the key to building a personal brand that is magnetic and authentic, and that allows you to fully connect with your tribe. So an actionable step for you is, before you post anything, before you launch something, ask yourself, does this feel right, and does it light me up? And number 4, to build your bulletproof authentic brand, is embrace your wrongness. So sometimes what is considered wrong by these algorithms, it's actually what makes you uniquely you. And as I mentioned before, authenticity always wins when it comes to building personal brands, because people may not know why, but they can feel energetically if something is authentic or if it's not. And being authentic creates a much deeper connection with your audience. So the actionable step for you is dare to be different. Your authenticity is your superpower. Your wrongness is your rebel edge. And there we go. These are 4 things you can do right now to build your authentic brand that is bulletproof and wins the authenticity fight over any algorithm. And remember, algorithms can be our friend if we work with them and not allow them to overpower us and, water down our expression. So you can optimize, but do it with discernment. Always ask yourself before you post, does this feel right, and does it light me up? And if it doesn't, go back, sit with it, sit with the title, the content that you created, and see what maybe needs to be brought back more to your authentic expression. And that... Victory! And this is my breakdown why you should always choose authenticity over an algorithm to build your personal brand. Let me know in the comments what is happening in your life right now with your brand and your business. Are you battling, or are you facing the authenticity algorithm dilemma? How are you dealing with it? What do you do? And also, have you received any takeaways from this episode? Leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this conversation and you want more raw, real, and personal insights, subscribe to my channel and let's connect. I'll see you next time.